Let's start with breaking news, where in Henan, the highest emergency alert is still in place as record rainstorms continue to batter the entire province and trigger widespread flooding. At least 25 people have been killed and 7 are missing. Authorities say 160,000 people have been relocated and a total of 1.2 million people have been affected. The city of Xinxiang was hit the hardest on Wednesday night. Streets turned into raging rivers after the city recorded nearly 270 millimeters of rainfall in just 2 hours, surpassing Zhengzhou's record on Tuesday. And authorities have mobilized over 5,000 personnel to aid local relief efforts. 2,600 people have been transferred to safe zones. Provincial capital Zhengzhou is also suffering badly after seeing daily rainfall reach the average total for a year from Tuesday to Wednesday. For more on the situation in Zhengzhou, we're now going live to our reporter Li Jianhua, who is now standing by for us on the ground. Jianhua, hello there. So what's the latest about the situation?
Dongning, actually it stopped this early morning, and now this place, the flood water has subsided a little bit, and earlier the whole road was inundated and my feet could be submerged by the flood water. And behind me you can see the tree over there, it has been uprooted because of the heavy rainstorms, because the soil is soaked up with the flood water, and also the wind was really heavy. And we got into the inner city of Zhengzhou yesterday morning, and it was raining really heavily. We drove all the way from Beijing. It took us around 10 hours time, and on our way here it was raining on and off. And here in Zhengzhou, we know that getting into and out of the city is still quite challenging, as coaches, trains and flights have been suspended or cancelled. And we know, Dongning, that around 200 toll gates into and out of the city have taken measures to restrict traffic flows into and out of the city. And yesterday we went to one of the worst affected areas in Zhengzhou. That was basically the suburbs of the city, and in some areas the water could be around 2 meters deep, and the rescue team had to use lifeboats to ferry people in and out of that area. And we have no idea how many people are still trapped there. And Dongning, we know that 7 people are still missing. So it is very likely that the death toll in Zhengzhou could rise as the rain continues. And we know that we're expecting more rainstorms in the city and also some other parts of this province. And we know that around 305 rescue teams have been dispatched across the city, and around 20,000 people now are working on the ground trying to make the city stand on its feet once again. But if we look at the population of this city, which stands at around 10 million, and 20,000, actually the number is dwarfed. And also there are some other challenges in the relief effort, including shortages of food and drinking water from some local residents. It's very difficult to get access to some of the communities that are still inundated and trapped in the flood. And also the electricity supplies are very limited. It's very eerie to see a city of this size having a blackout at night. It's totally dark. And also the internet is very, very limited, and it goes on and off all the time. And we know that in some other areas, as you said just now, to the north of Zhengzhou city, like Xinxiang, and then that will be very badly affected because of their continuous rainstorms. And earlier I talked to a rescue team that is preparing to go to Xinxiang, and they are still waiting for the order from the local governments, because the rain precipitation is still very high at this point. Back to you, Dongning.
Thank you very much, Jianhua, for the very thorough introduction on not only the flooding situation and also the impact it brought to the local area. Indeed, thank you very much for Jianhua reporting from Zhengzhou in Henan province. And earlier we also spoke with one foreigner living in Zhengzhou's central business district. His name is Ahmed Adel Halim. He shared with us how his life has been since flooding began.
Well, right now where I live, we have water, and we have electricity, internet, no water, unfortunately. But my co-workers live in other neighborhoods, and they told me they still don't have water. and electricity. So, but they are following the news and updates, and probably by tomorrow everything will be back to normal, I hope. Like the area where I live now wasn't really hit hard by the storm yesterday, unlike other neighborhoods and districts in Zhengzhou. But I haven't really gone out to see what was going on, but I've seen a lot of videos on online, and they were really scary. Like, but things are much better now. As you can see, like behind me, there's like rain stopped, and like streets are almost, where I live, are almost dry.
And our reporter Xia Ruixue was trapped in her apartment building in Zhengzhou without any electricity, water or internet from 6 p.m. on Tuesday. 24 hours later, she escaped from home.
Hello everyone, I'm Xia Ruixue. I'm now in Zhengzhou, Central China's Henan province. It's Wednesday afternoon. After 24 hours without any electricity and water and no network, I decided to get out from my apartment building and meet my colleagues and friends. I'm well protected, see, but it's not working at all, and it's not waterproof. But still, I'm gonna try. I'm going to cross the street and go there. See there, that direction. Wish me good luck. This is how it looked outside my apartment building. Actually, it was not as deep as yesterday afternoon. People told me that all the cars were under the water, were submerged under the water. Okay, I'm going to that direction. Wish me luck. I'm on a bridge. Do you think it's a river? No, it's a street. It's called Dongfeng Street. Now it's all soaked in water. I came all the way from that direction. That's where I live. And finally I'm here. Now my colleague is waiting for me. I'm lucky. It's picking me up.
Now, at least 4 people have died as heavy rainfall causes severe flooding in Gongyi, Central China's Henan province. 14 reservoirs in the city have overflowed. 25,000 residents have been relocated to safe areas. Heavy rain has also triggered landslides. Some sections of the National Highway 310 by her overpass have collapsed. Rescue operations are still continuing. And earlier we spoke to Wu Changhua, the CEO of Beijing Future Innovation Center and Executive Director of the Professional Association for China's Environment. And she told us what she thinks is required to address the floods.
This sort of more frequent, more severe, more intensive, actually intense extreme weather events. So this is a part of the new normal. Of course, the current system in terms of early warning, which we definitely have the capability already, then how to enforce that as soon as possible. And in the meantime, actually, the emergency response systems make sure, for instance, the food supplies needs to be taken into consideration as soon as possible, way before the disasters hit. And of course, in the meantime, we have to make sure, like, the grids, electricity, water supply, all those basic essential supplies need to be guaranteed in order to make sure people don't have to walk around going outdoors actually to get those essential services there. But midterm, longer term, I think this is the moment of reflection, even so searching in terms of how we plan our urban planning. And even using Zhengzhou as an example, 3 years ago, the city have already started actually to invest heavily in something called sponge cities, which is paying particular attention actually to adaptation, that resilience effort. But somehow, in front of the extreme, historic sort of level of extreme weather events, whatever we are planning now seems to be, fall short of the challenge itself.
And in neighboring Hebei province, local weather authorities have warned of more rainstorms. Heavy rainfall has lashed the cities of Henan and Xinxiang, disrupting traffic and flooding residential areas. In some southern parts of the province, it's predicted rainfall could reach more than 300 millimeters Thursday morning, exceeding the 250 millimeters classified as very heavy. Local authorities say they have emergency measures in place to deal with the torrential rains.